Hope you are doing great and staying absolutely safe as well. Would like to welcome you to the session जहाँ पे हम लोग geography, we are going to revise geography using a few MCQs which are going to give you good practice, and along with the practice you're going to have a good revision as well. See, what I feel is that revision and the practice should go hand in hand. You can't put them in the watertight compartments that आज मैं revision करूँगा, आज मैं practice करूँगा. It doesn't work like that. So you are supposed to do both the things together, and that is what the focus is, that is what the idea is over here, as you all can understand. So this is what we are precisely doing. Is that clear? So it's a very important session, no doubt about it, and we'll be doing a few MCQs. When you practice a few MCQs, how do you revise? Basically, when you see the answer, and with answer we give you proper explanation, and that explanation is going to help you in the revision part. So you practice a MCQ and then you are supposed to do the proper revision. So it goes hand in hand. That is one thing you got to understand. Is that clear or not? So what I personally want you all to understand is that these are very important aspects which you need to understand. And at the platform of IAS Origin, we always have strived, we always have focused to provide you with this particular thing. मतलब हमारी ये कोशिश हमेशा रही है that we are providing you with this particular aspect precisely. So ये याद रखिएगा, मतलब that is one very important point which we are supposed to be making you understand precisely. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. Any specific doubts in case you guys have, you surely can let me know. कोई specific अगर doubt है आप मुझे यहाँ पे बता सकते हैं. Everyone clear है जी? हाँ जी, हाँ जी. So what in the first place you're going to understand over here is that we should know about this thing कि geography's revision is important. That's one thing. Secondly, what we are supposed to know is that how do we do the geography revision? How in the first place are you supposed to do that? Yeah, you're supposed to execute that. It is very much important. So ये यहाँ पर हम लोग focus करें. We are going to be focusing on that particular thing. So I am hopeful that this session is going to pave way for a better clarity, for a better revision for all the people out there who all are watching. And secondly, what I feel is that you are going to understand all the nitty-gritties which are involved in this very subject, so that you can effectively revise that for your examination. See, it is not just about the revision, it is about the effective revision which you do, and that is what we are planning to do over here as well. I hope it's absolutely clear. So today, we are going to do this. We have done the history revision, we have done the economics class as well. So now we are going to go with this particular thing. Now, what do we observe is, see, geography has many components, as you all are aware of. Geography has got various components under it. So since geography has got so many components, so we have to be very careful whenever we are studying geography that we are not missing out on the important components. But we have to be focusing on all the important components at all the times. You know this thing. Now, how do we do that? In order to do that, we have to understand this particular thing, that you should know we have to study Indian geography, we have to study world geography, world physical geography. So different aspects you're supposed to understand, you're supposed to read about them. And honestly speaking, when you'll read about them, you will definitely be, in a position to have a firm grip. You will definitely be having a good grip over those things, and that is what is required from the examination point of view. Always remember that. So to all the student out there, I just have this message only, that try to focus on all the important components, because that is the only thing which is required. That is certainly which is very much required. Clear hai ji itna? Sabko? Everyone is definitely, I hope, clear about this particular aspects precisely. All of you. In case you have iota of doubt, you can surely let me know. ठीक है? But is this thing clear? So anybody even having even small doubt can surely let me know. ठीक है? And secondly, what I would like you all to understand is that whatever we are studying over here, it is exam oriented. Why? because these are the kind of the question which we have seen in the previous examinations as well. अब क्योंकि ये पहले भी आ चुके हैं, so that's why we certainly can predict this thing that in future also we can have that. In future also we can expect such type of questions in our exam. Simple सी बात है. So always keep this thing in your mind that if once that question has been asked, we have a high probability that in the future also that particular question is going to be asked. So this is what we have observed all the time in the UPSC or even other examinations as well. So previous year questions are always the key to crack the examination with a good margin. ठीक है? Am I 100% clear on this part? I hope there's no small doubt with you guys. चलो, so on this very note, let's start this very session. अपने session को start करते हैं, and I'll try to give you a proper clarity, a holistic clarity on this very particular platform about this thing. Before I move ahead, make sure you all are hitting the like button, and on the Telegram channel of IAS Origin, which you can certainly scan over here, or you can simply type and you can search for that. You can find this PDF. So every day the PDF is uploaded there, which I hope you all are aware of. So you can get the PDF easily. PDF is not at all an issue. You all can get the PDF easily over there. Okay? And secondly, I always encourage you guys to be asking any doubt for that matter in case you guys have. आप आराम से doubt अपना पूछो, because only when you're going to be asking the doubt, I can assume that you will be able to understand that precisely. So ये तो है ही है. So make sure you always are asking your doubts properly. शुरू करें. Now we go with the first question which is going on your screens. Everyone, सबसे पहले question से start कर रहे हैं. And there you go with the first question. The question says you have to match the following bit. We have some temperate grasslands, and then we have got the region. So how do you match them? This is a very good question for the revision. Tell me, how in the first place are you supposed to match it? That's my question for you. बताओ जरा. Everyone, I hope you can answer this very question. Tell me about it. Think about it. How exactly can we match this? करो. Now, this is a very interesting question, I assume. That is precisely a very, very interesting question for you guys. So, try to answer. Very good. Now, just tell me one thing. Okay. So, I can see a lot of students are, guessing, and in the comment section, I can see a lot of students out there. Now, what is more important is whenever we talk about the prairies we found in the North America. Okay, A का 3 होगा. So, अगर A का 3 होगा, either it is C or it is D. It can't be B or A. Then, if you talk about pampas are going to be there in the southern part of America, South America. C का क्या होगा? 4 होगा. So, this is again cut. D is eliminated. So, we are left with C is the right answer. C is definitely going to be the right answer. So, we can definitely match the others as well. That steppe is basically Central Asia, Eurasia, and wealth is in South Africa. So, you have to be, very much clear about this thing, that how exactly are we matching them. ये बहुत important है ना. Match the following is certainly very much important. So, you have to have this idea in your mind that how in the first place are we going to be matching these aspects very, very precisely. Very important. So, I am hopeful that this thing is absolutely clear. ये समझ आया कि नहीं आया? मतलब there is nothing there, which is very much difficult for you to comprehend. I hope it is absolutely easy. So, remember this thing, that this is how we are matching it. So, even if you know 1 or 2, you are able to match it easily. आप match कर पा रहे हो ना? Even if you know 1 or 2, you are not supposed to know each and every one over there. Now, this is about the temperate grassland. If somebody is talking of the tropical grassland, so what would be the tropical grassland? It's like savanna, है ना? So you should be able to differentiate ki bhai it is talking about the temperate grasslands or what. Like Canterbury Plains, they are going to be there in the New Zealand. Getting it? So you have got plenty. So these are the most important temperate grasslands which this question is helping you to revise. So answer is definitely going to be C. You can see that. Answer is C. Are you understanding? So are you realizing that why is it so much important? Why in the first place is this thing so much important? I hope you understand that. Very important. Because we are supposed to have a basic level of clarity on these particular things. ये हमें basic level of clarity होनी बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. Okay, now we go to the next question. Let's go to the first question, which is very much important. The next question. Now it is related to the millets. Clear? It is certainly related to the millets. It says, millets are often referred to as climate resilient crops because they can grow on arid lands with minimal input and maintenance. Second statement, as you read, millets are a good source of minerals, dietary fiber, antioxidant, protein. Next statement reads, millets including sorghum account for less than 3% of the global grain trade. So here you have got three statements, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. Which of the following are correct? You have to tell me. So you have got 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So see, I'm sure one thing that first and second statement is correct. No doubt about it. First and second statement are definitely correct. Now the doubt arises on the third statement. When the third statement is slightly, I would say a bit, gray area that most of the people may not be knowing about it. So that is where the problem is. So tell me about it, that how do you comprehend this? How do you answer this thing? It's a nice question. है ना? So बताओ जरा, what do you think is the right answer? ठीक है. So it's about the global trade, right? So millets की हम जब बात करते हैं तो कैसे आप देखोगे इस चीज को? You have to tell me. शाबाश. So currently millets are accounting for less than 3% of global trade. This is certainly true because global trade में millets का बहुत बड़ा योगदान नहीं है global grain trade में. So you have to understand that this is absolutely correct. मतलब this is a basic fact which you need to be understanding. This is a plain and simple fact which you're supposed to be knowing precisely. That is what we need to understand. बात समझ में आई कि नहीं आई? So I am hopeful of this thing that at least you are making some sense out of it. You're able to understand, and comprehend these things which are certainly going to be super important for you guys. So ये याद रखना that millets, even including sorghum, they are accounting for less than 3% of the global trade. This is a plain simple fact which you need to understand. Hanji. So that's why we need to improve that na, because 2023 was dedicated to millets this entire year. So that's why millet have been in a lot of news. So ये आपको पता होना चाहिए that this is correct. So we are going to go with D as the right answer. What's going to be the right answer? D is going to be the right answer. Statement 1, 2 and 3 all are absolutely correct. That's how we look at it. Interesting? Sorted? Now moving ahead, let's talk about it. Whenever we talk about this question, this very question, the next question, it is relating to the world map. World map based question this is. It says Trans-Siberian Railway from St. Petersburg to Vladivostok does not run across dash. It does not run across dash. Altai Range, Caucasus Mountain, Ural Mountain, Ob and Yenisei rivers. So tell me, how do you look at it? That's an interesting question, I assume. Batao. So that's related to the world map, basically. That's a world map based question which we have got on your screens. So let's see how many of you can answer that. So what we are doing, we are specifically doing the geography revision, as you all can see, and this is the kind of the revision which you would need at this point in time. Very important revision this is. Shabash. आप एक चीज रियलाइज करो कि these are the kind of the question which help you understand that what exactly is the demand of the question in the examination. Exam में there is certain demand of the exam, so what is the demand of the exam, this is helping you understand that. So this is why I would say this is an important session. That is certainly a very much important session. That's why we are talking about it. So I can certainly see a lot of people have already joined in. So please do let me know, how do you look at it? Shabash. Very good. Are you understanding this question precisely? What is the idea of this question? I hope you understand that. Why in the first place do we have this question? I hope you understand. है ना? तो बताओ. So have you heard about this railway line? It's a very renowned, internationally it's very renowned railway line, what we are talking about. So we are having a question on that only. Tell me. So when we talk about the Trans-Siberian Railway, it is certainly going to pass through Urals, all these, because ultimately it is basically based in Russia, है ना, Russia का area. But Caucasus कहाँ पे है? Caucasus is Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia. So we are not going to have that here. Getting it? So if I talk anytime about the Trans-Siberian Railway, so आप बस इतना ध्यान में रखो कि Caucasus तो बहुत इधर आ जाएगा ना. Caucasus is not going to be there. Because see, Caucasus is at the side of the Azerbaijan, थोड़ा सा वो नीचे चला जाएगा. So Urals वगैरह वहाँ पे बिल्कुल it is, because it's running through the Russia. It is basically running through the Russia. This is very much important. Trans-Siberian Railway, as we talk about. So we have to understand here what is going to be the right answer. We are going to be picking the Caucasus Mountains. So it does not run across to the Caucasus Mountains. So only if you have heard about that, you will be able to answer that. अगर सुना है कभी इसके बारे में तो you can easily answer this precisely. Clear हुआ इतना? So I am hopeful that now these particular things are absolutely clear to you guys, all of you. Shall we move ahead? Next question pe. So I am assuming that you are now in a position to understand these things precisely. Okay. Now the next question says, consider the following statement. Consider the following statement about the barchans. These landforms are found in Thar Desert. The windward side has concave slope with maximum height at the center. Two ends of the barchan are called horns. Got it? Barchan pata hai na? Like this, we have the barchans, sand dunes, barchans, reet ke tile. So it's a question based on that. So how do you comprehend this thing? You tell me. Shabash. Very good. Now only if you have a basic idea about that, you will be understanding. So okay. So windward, let me tell you, windward side of the barchan is going to be convex. First of all, it is going to be not concave, it is going to be convex. Okay. And it has maximum height as no, it has gentle slope. It has a gentle slope. So this is very much important, that windward side is always going to be convex. So for example, if you talk about the wind direction, so you have to understand this thing, that how does it play out? Okay, like if it is like this, so this is going to be the wind direction. This is the wind key direction. So because wind direction is like this side is convex, not concave. Leeward side is concave. This is convex side, na? So ये गलत statement है. Second statement is गलत. So we eliminate like this, and we are left with first and third, which is absolutely correct. So we can certainly go with C as the right answer. We have to go with C as the right answer, because 1 and 3 are correct, but second is incorrect. So you have to know this thing. So whenever we talk about the windward side, it is not going to be concave, because internal side, ये है concave. This is concave. But this side is convex. है कि नहीं? Windward side is always going to be convex. So this is a basic point which you are supposed to be understanding precisely. आ रहा है समझ कि नहीं आ रहा है, ये मुझे बता दो एक बार. Are you all in a position to comprehend these things or not? Very basic these things are. So you have to have a clear-cut idea. Shabash. Moving ahead. So I hope you're getting a nice revision of geography through these MCQs, because I'm trying to make sure, you're getting a proper revision also through this. It is of course important. Now the next question is related to the geography, no doubt. But in geography itself, it's going to touch a very important aspect which I would like to talk about. So let's certainly understand that as well. उसकी भी बात करते हैं. Okay. Now you have to consider these particular statements. These statements, as they say, consider the following statements. Statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3. Geothermal energy can be used to produce electricity, or its hot weather can be used directly for industry, agriculture, bathing and cleaning. Okay? Hot water. Nuclear energy is often cheaper than some other sources of electricity. Thermal power stations burn fossil fuels to create steam to drive turbines. 3 statements हैं यहाँ पे. It's a applied geography question. Statement 1, statement 2. So you have to tell me which of the following statement is correct. Which of the following statement is correct? That's the question. So tell me about it, everyone. Haji, thank you everyone. Badai. So I hope you understand these questions. Very important. Now, when we talk about these questions, you have to understand that third statement is definitely correct. No doubt about that. Yes, thermal power plants, they are burning fossil fuel too. Fossil fuel can be anything. It can be coal, it can be natural gas. Fossil fuel can be anything. They are burning that, of course. Third statement is absolutely correct. Now we talk about the first one. So yeah, geothermal energy can be used, no doubt. So 1 and 3 are correct. So either it can be 1 and 3 or it can be 1, 2, 3. So now second, nuclear energy is often cheaper than other sources. Yes, see, installation cost is high, but operating cost is certainly low. So if you consider that, so certainly you can consider this thing, yeah, no doubt that if you consider the operating cost, so nuclear energy is not that cheap, not that expensive. Because operating cost is certainly lower than the other conventional sources of energy. ये आप ध्यान रखना कि इतने से फ्यूल से बहुत सारी एनर्जी निकल रही है. So that is a good thing about nuclear. That is considered as a very good thing about the nuclear which we look into. So that is one aspect we are supposed to be understanding. Alright, bete. So I am hopeful that you are in a position to understand these aspects very, very clearly. All of you. Any doubts still here? Okay. So I am hopeful that you're making some sense out of these questions, that these are the kind of the questions you can expect in the exam as well. Exam mein aap expect kar sakte hain. Okay. Moving ahead. Now we talk about this question, very interesting. International conventions and their theme. This is what the question is about. So you have got like 4 conventions which are there, A, B, C, D. Stockholm Convention, Minamata Convention, Basel Convention, Rotterdam Convention, and we have got, so this is a best question to revise these as well. Okay, to revise these as well. So you should be having an idea about these conventions, of course. Minamata Convention. Minamata is a disease, no? Minamata ek bimari hai, it's a disease which is caused because of the mercury poisoning in the food chain. Wherever the mercury is coming, it will lead to this. So Minamata is related to mercury. So you should know where is mercury. So कहाँ पे mercury binding instrument on mercury like this. So B का 3 होगा. I am sure about this thing. So B का 3 है, B का 3 है. So जहाँ पे B का 4 है, we are going to cut that. Either it is going to be A or it is going to be, I'm sorry, it is going to be B or it is going to be D. This is for sure. Either B or D. Now we have to talk about Stockholm. Okay. Stockholm is related to POP, persistent organic pollutants. So A का 2 है. When we talk A का 2, ये कट गया, यहाँ पे आ गया. So we have to understand that since A का 2 है, so we are left with D as the right answer. Very important this is. D is going to be the right answer to this question. Interesting. So even if you don't know about others, you are left with the right answer, but still we are going to decode the others as well, like Rotterdam. Now when we talk about the Rotterdam, it is related to hazardous chemical and pesticides trade, international trade of these. And Basel is related to the transboundary movement of waste products. We are going to do that thing. So this is how we match them. So D is going to be the right answer. This is quite important, by the way. This is very, very important point. अब आप ये बताओ कि is there any doubt, मतलब I hope everyone is in a position to understand these aspects, because directly these questions are going to be there in the exam, so you are supposed to know about them. ये काफी important है. ठीक है, shall we move to the next one? आगे बढ़े next question पे. Don't worry, the PDF you will be getting. ठीक है. Now when we move to the next one, this question is about the soils. ये काफी important है. It's a question on the soils, मिट्टी, मृदा. So you have to consider the following statements about the laterite soil which is found in India. You know laterite soil? Have you heard about laterite soil? So the statements are, laterite soil is found in the high altitude of Himalayas. Then it says it is a very fertile soil. Then it says it's red in color due to presence of iron oxide. It is poor in nitrogen, potash. Now let me tell you one thing, bete, where do we find this particular kind of soil? You should know. Laterite soil is going to be found in the areas, where you are going to have high rainfall, which is going to cause leaching. All the nutrients are drained inside the soil, they are drained downside, and the soil is not very nutritious. So it is not at all fertile. Let me tell you this thing. Fertile wali baat galat hai, fertile nahi hota. So second statement is absolutely incorrect. I am eliminating this. Similarly, you cannot find laterite soil in the high altitude of Himalayas. Certainly not. वहाँ पे mountain soil मिलेगा. First statement is also incorrect. So I am sure the third statement is absolutely correct, because यहाँ पे दोनों में third आ रहा है. So we are confused about the fourth one. So let me tell you one thing, it is poor in nitrogen, potash, organic matter. This is absolutely true. So we are going to go with C as the right answer. After the elimination, we are going to go with 3 and 4, which is the right answer. 3 and 4 are certainly going to be the right answer to this question. Very important. है कि नहीं clear? Interesting. So all in all, you are supposed to have a precise understanding about them. But these topics, and they are going to be of immense importance. चलो, clear हो गया सबको? ठीक है. Now let's talk about a very important question, that is about rocks. Rocks is in a way a very important topic. So we need to have a basic understanding about the rocks as well. So we'll be talking about it. See, rocks ke baare mein, we should have a fair bit of understanding. So let's talk about it. When I talk about the rocks, so let's have this question on our screens. It says, consider the following statement about the rocks in India. That's a question. Conglomerate, slate, granite and basalt. These are the 4 rocks. Which of the following is correct? That's a question. Getting it? So you got to tell me which of the following is correct. That is the basic question which I have. बताओ जरा. Think about it. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. How do you comprehend this? Very good. So ये एक बहुत important question है. Which of the following is or are correct? Conglomerate are clastic sedimentary rock, slate is a non-clastic sedimentary rock, granite is a plutonic igneous rock, basalt is a extrusive igneous rock. That's a question. So let me see how many of you can give the right answer. Think about it. ठीक है. अब आप एक चीज नोटिस करो कि हम जब भी बात करते हैं स्लेट की, so what kind of rock is slate? That's my question first of all. Shale is a sedimentary rock, no doubt, but slate is not a sedimentary rock, right? Slate is a metamorphic rock. Slate is a metamorphic rock, है ना? है कि नहीं है बताओ पहले. So it's a fine grained, foliated, homogeneous metamorphic rock, to be very precise. So you have to know that slate is not a sedimentary rock. So second तो absolutely wrong है. Even if I am eliminating second, then I am left with 3 and 4 या 1, 3, 4. मतलब मुझे 1 में confusion है one. So of course conglomerates are the one. So you have to understand this thing, whenever you look at this, we are going to go with D as the right answer, because slate का हमने यहाँ पे पिक कर लिया, ग्रेनाइट ठीक है, igneous है, basalt is igneous, but यहाँ पे क्योंकि sedimentary नहीं है, metamorphic है, this gives us the entire answer. This is what gives us the entire answer. So you have to be very clear about this thing, that how do we understand this aspect very, very clearly. है ना interesting? So I am hopeful that you are in a position to at least understand that how important these points are. How, precisely you have to understand these points, because see, that is going to help you in the overall examination environment also. If you have studied these things precisely now, in examination, this is going to be super useful for you guys. So how you decode the questions is very much important. So you pick a statement, it's correct or not correct, uske hisab se you move to the other statements. That is how you revise to these particular topics. All right. Any specific doubts you guys have, you are free to ask. कोई specific doubt है, कोई चीज समझ नहीं आती है, you surely can let me know. All right जी. So I am hopeful that you are in a position to now understand these things. You are now in a position to have a greater clarity on all these aspects which we are talking about. Clarity मिल रही है ना? Understanding मिल रही है. So make sure you add this session to your liked videos, everyone. And introspect on these questions always, that whatever we are studying, are you in a position to understand these things or not? What is the challenge which you are facing? You are supposed to let me know. तभी तो उसका solution निकालेंगे ना. So that is certainly very, very important point we need to understand. ठीक है? Any doubts? ठीक है. ये clear हुआ कि नहीं हुआ ये बता दो. Everyone is understanding this point. So that is what the idea is we need to look into. Now I would like to ask you a very easy question. Okay, it's a very basic question. And that's a question not based on knowledge, but more of a it's a common sense question. Broad knowledge आपकी जो है वो यहाँ पर check होगी. Let me just give you that very question. This one. It's a very interesting question. It says, which of the following is the busiest sea route and links two industrially developed regions of the world? बताओ जरा. Two industrially developed regions of the world are being connected. Which one are we talking about? Tell me about it. Very good. हाँ जी मुखिया, thank you so much. So that's an important one. हाँ जी, जय हिंद, जय हिंद. क्या लगता है? Very important. अब देखो, we are talking about two industrially developed regions. So हम किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? We are talking about the USA and we are talking about the EU, Europe. ठीक है? So they are being connected through the northern part of Atlantic Sea route. यही होगा ना? North Atlantic Sea route has to be there. So what are we talking about? This. So B is going to be the right answer. होगा कि नहीं होगा? So North Atlantic Sea route is a very important trade route which is connecting the Europe with the USA side, North America. वो जो Titanic वाला route था, we are talking about that only. So this is how we look at it. Very easy. So all in all, you are supposed to have a basic level of understanding on these aspects, and that is what is going to help you guys a lot. So I am hopeful that this session has given you better clarity on these aspects. Again, for the PDF of the session, you have to go to the Telegram channel of IAS Origin, which is there. So यहाँ पे आपको PDF मिलेगी इसकी, ठीक है? So you can go over there and you can find the PDF of this particular session. You can search for that easily. You'll be able to find it. Clear है जी? ठीक है? Any doubts? Very good. कोई डाउट है तो प्लीज बताइएगा. Chalo. So that's very much it from my side. I hope you've enjoyed the session. I hope you have gained immensely from the session as well. And take care everyone. Have a great day ahead. And now we'll be meeting most probably on Monday. Take care, 12 p.m. live, of course. So do share the session with your friends if you found it useful. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, everyone.